final day of round-robin play here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and still lots for people to cheer about. Only 3 draws remain on this final Thursday of round-robin play here in Saskatoon at the Credit Union Center, and a lot of teams still vying to get themselves into the playoffs. As for last night, draw 14, Manitoba, Alberta, one of the best games we've seen all week, and Rob Fowler, Kathy, was making some fantastic shots.
He made everything last night, just really felt it, picks this stone out. Not much Alberta could do.
As Manitoba handed Kevin Cooey his second loss to this year's Tim Hortons Brier, and Manitoba improving their chances at a playoff run. 8-5 was the final there. Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs also keeping his playoff hopes alive with an 11-4 victory over Nova Scotia. PEI, Mike Goody, another win over BC. He takes that one 7-5. And Brad Gushu, Newfoundland and Labrador, their dreams are done when they lost 6-4 to Team New Brunswick. Here are the standings, and this is what we know going into this Thursday morning. Glenn Howard, Team Ontario, guaranteed a playoff spot. Team Alberta, guaranteed at least a tiebreaker. Teams with 6 losses or worse are done. And 5, and you're still alive here at the Tim Hortons Brier. And Kathy Gocha and I are also, amazingly, still alive, as we're glad you're with us for our continued coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. Jamie Cooey, one of those teams that still controls his own destiny. His best record ever, 6-5 back in 2006. If Jamie wins both games, he gives himself that shot.
Well, he certainly does, and we've seen some great things out of Jamie Cooey this week. But unfortunately for Jamie, it's been 3 losses in a row. He's gotten on a roll, but it's not a good roll, Brian. Needs to turn it around this morning.
Meantime, Terry Odishaw back here for the first time since 1998 as a skip. New Brunswick has never won the Brier. The closest guy, our buddy Russ Howard in 2000 when he lost that final. He cannot afford another loss if he hopes to sneak into the playoffs.
No, and he's doing some really good things right now. He's coming back, he's winning, he's finding ways to beat teams. Beat Brad Gushu last night, made a lot of really big shots. It's a very flat field this year. That's why so many teams still in the hunt.
So 5 losses, you still have a chance, and lots up for grabs this morning as we have 5 teams on the ice vying to get into the Final 4. Our feature game, Yukon Northwest Territories, New Brunswick. First Rock next from Saskatoon.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by a Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Sponge Towels, paper towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Here's a look at the action on the ice this morning, this Thursday morning, final day of round-robin play. Team Ontario, Glenn Howard taking on Nova Scotia. Of course, Glenn's team guaranteed a playoff spot. Saskatchewan will take on Manitoba. Rob Fowler trying to make that Final 4. And Scott Manners will play spoiler in that one. Our feature game, Yukon Northwest Territories at 5-4, taking on New Brunswick 4-5. Both those teams still alive. And PEI will take on Quebec. That one, a game of pride, as both those teams have been eliminated. As these 2 teams, who will move on? Who will still have a chance? We'll find out this morning. Time to meet the teams. It's brought to you by Ford Driveway.
Hi, I'm Jamie Cooey, skip at Team Northwest Territories Yukon. Our lead is Rob Borden, our second is Brad Churakowski, our third is Tom Dogler, and we curl out of the Yellowknife Curling Club in Yellowknife Northwest Territories.
Hi, I'm Terry Odishaw, skip of New Brunswick. Curling lead is Grant Odishaw, second is Scott Jones, third is Andy McCann. We curl out of Curl Moncton in Moncton.
And there's a look at the 2 skips, hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive. Yukon Northwest Territories will throw the Red Stones this morning. New Brunswick, the Yellowstones, and it was Jamie Cooey's team earning the crucial hammer this morning, and that means to lead us off, Grand Odishaw throwing lead stones for Team New Brunswick out of Curl Moncton. Kathy, an incredible day Thursday. 5 of these teams in contention still on the ice. It was 1996. That was the last time that 6 and 5 got you in the playoffs, and we can see that again this year in Saskatoon.
Well, we sure can, and it has been the advance of the Grand Slam Tour that really started to separate the field over the years, and you would have, 3 teams almost securing playoff berths early and then teams fighting for that final spot, but not so this year. There's a lot of parity in the field, teams beating teams that maybe you thought were going to be the front runner coming in. We've definitely seen Ontario and Alberta playing really well, but it's not a guarantee. Other than Ontario, there's not a lot of sure things out here.
And right away, Yukon Northwest Territories wasting no time as Jamie Cooey asking Robert Borden to put up the guard.
No.
Well, the big thing for Jamie and his team is to keep it simple early. He's coming off 3 losses, and so for them, they're struggling a little bit. And huge what we saw yesterday. When I talk about weight shots, it isn't the hits and the draws that gets them in the trouble, but when they're playing the come-around tap-backs, we saw them short in the game that we did yesterday morning, Brian, against Alberta. So not only did they not tap stones back, they wound up guarding them. You have to pro-side miss. And for New Brunswick, while they're on a little bit of a roll, go after your opponents early, in my opinion. They're a little bit shaky right now. And just insanity last night on the sheet. There were, at one end, there was 16 rocks in play. They used a lot of the time clock. You don't have to make it that complicated for New Brunswick.
The game plan brought to you by World Financial Group. Your dreams, our strategies.
Whoa. Yep.
Way over. Stagger him. Oh, boy.
Brian, in as much as we talked yesterday how cool it was that the Cooey matchup, that's really tough to come into a game and you know that when you're playing in the Brier that you're going to be playing your brother at some point. And so for Jamie today, I'm sure he's really happy that he's got 2 teams that are just that, just teams that he has to beat.
Whoa. It's good.
Scott Jones, quiet tap back.
Brad.
And the nose.
Heel.
Has not been a great week for Brad. Not horrible numbers, but just not what you would expect at the second position out of Brier. The expectations now are that the curlers, especially in the front end, are at least in the 80s. High 80s at that.
And Brad Churkowski makes the double.
Great start. Feel good about that.
I have same turn.
You talk about the front end, Kathy, so crucial. Early on, it was Jamie asking his lead, Robert Borden, to throw up the corner guard, and he came in too deep. And now, as you see, hit.
Whoa. Yep.
Maybe playing to your game plan as things are pretty simple here in this first end so far.
Shot.
Shooter spills into the house, 12-foot.
Normal.
It's normal this time.
And both teams will be really comfortable with this. This is a very huge day for both of these teams. It's also the time of the week when everything starts to hurt. You have a bit of a bad knee. Now it's really hurting you today. So warm up even more important. Hydration really important.
On. Oh, boy.
Andy McCann.
And there's a great example how strong the thirds are this year at 80%. He is ninth amongst thirds.
Right off, Scott.
No such thing as right off out here, unless we want to pick.
Well, unless we're missing.
Well, you weren't missing it.
Well, a little discussion. We have definitely seen some picks and some weird things happen on this ice this week. And really the right-off call is if you aren't making any contact with the stone. Otherwise, it's always good to have at least one broom down, just putting a little bit of pressure, making sure there's no debris in the way.
Two. Line's tight. Line's tight. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Not tight.
Stop. Line's tight.
Line's tight.
That's why we should have more lines on the sheet so it's easier for them to judge this.
Yeah. Well, we have no piece of it. So.
Yeah, then we don't have to do anything.
Well, on this end, obviously, Terry Odishaw not interested in any rocks up front. Could draw in the house. He could go behind instead.
Draw, Andy.
Asking Andy just to run this stone off, and he does.
You got the helm.
And that just speaks to the comfort, Kathy. I mean, he could have put one in there, maybe tried to force early on here.
He could have, and you also would see Terry Odishaw coming down the sheet. Now, they came very close last night with the time clocks because of the number of stones in play. So they've obviously decided to not only keep it simple early, but just try to use as little time as possible, get some time on the clock.
Looks like a lot. Blocks.
8-9.
See that?
9-10.
Okay, that's fine.
And now, skip stones here in this first end.
More than Andy.
Terry already in the hack. You'll see it is Grant Odishaw that holds the broom in the house, while third Andy McCann sweeps.
The 7's a cutter.
Terry said at the beginning of the week, they just plan was to get to 10 ends because he was going to have a lot of rocks in play and expected some high-scoring games.
No, that's it.
And they did start the week that way. There were so many rocks right off the hop. Last night, as I said, so many ends against Brad Gushue from Newfoundland and Labrador where there were virtually all the rocks in play. But that's why Terry lost some of the games that he was involved in. He got into situations where the shots that he was being expected to make were extremely difficult. And so he has simplified his game plan a lot. This week still likes to play a lot of rocks, though. Good start for Jamie.
Control.
Let's wait.
Terry calls this the show, and it's his first time back to the show as a skip. When he was there in 1998 in Winnipeg, that year he finished with a record of 4-7. Makes the hit and sticks around.
Boy, dude.
One more win here, and he'll obviously better that record.
Well, for Jamie, he is the one that threw the draw to the button, made that all-important draw to give him confidence on throwing draws, stuck his first hit, and so in terms of trying to get some focus back and some confidence so far, he's going about it the right way, and now a blank attempt here in one.
Yep. Hard.
Final stone here in one for
Right up. Right up. Right to it.
Northwest Territories Yukon, Jamie Cooey.
Hard. Okay.
He'll hit it on the nose, though, and stick around. So Terry Odishaw, New Brunswick, will have the hammer back here in 2.
Think you're a hotshot? Well, log on to FordHotshots.curling.ca. And if you're on target, you could win a lease on a brand new Ford Focus S. Here in Saskatoon, every Brier participant had the chance as well by taking part in the Ford Hotshots final, coming down to a Battle of Ontario. Easy, fellas. Wayne Middaugh stuffing Craig Saville. And then in the end, it was experience over youth as Madon stuffed him on the ice to become the Ford Hot Shots champion. His prize, a 2-year lease on this beautiful Ford Focus Titanium. Log on to fordhotshots.curling.ca and give it your best shot. And just like Wayne Madon, you could drive away in a brand new Ford.
And Wayne Madon's team on the ice this morning against Nova Scotia. Final stone for Glenn Howard. We already know, Kathy, that he is qualified for the playoffs, but Glenn would love to book a trip into that 1-2 game, a hit for 2.
That is always huge to him. He talks about it all the time, the need to be in that 1-2 game. So we'll be playing very hard today. Chance for 2 early, and he makes it.
Meantime, Jamie Murphy, Nova Scotia, they're at 5 losses. They have to win and keep their hopes alive. So 2-0 there after 1. He will keep you up to date right across the board this morning. And we'll shift over and look at Saskatchewan at 2-7. Manitoba, of course, coming off that big win last night against Alberta. Final stone here for Rob Fowler.
And focus will be huge for Rob and the boys this morning. You have that big game last night. You're playing Alberta, one of the front runners coming in. And sometimes when you come off a game like that, it's hard to get back and stay focused. But a great chance here in the first end. Looks like 3.
And what a great start for this team from Brandon, Manitoba, as Rob Fowler picks up the 3 spot and a 3-0 advantage over Saskatchewan after 1. These 2 teams are out of the playoff picture. Robert Desjardins picks up 2 in the first over PEI, so Quebec leads 2-0 after 1. And in our feature matchup, a must-win situation for Terry Odishaw. And he got the job done in 1 as he gets the force as Jamie Cooey tried the blank, but he hit and stuck around. So it is 1-0 Yukon Northwest Territories here after 1. New Brunswick with the hammer.
And that's been the kind of shot that Brad's really struggled with. And we talked about weight shots in the game plan. Jamie looking to come down to that yellow stone. Brad tight. And obviously heavy, hits the front. And now what he's done is he's left that center guard up. He's left the New Brunswick stone in. Not changed the situation a whole lot.
It's a good speed. It's a good speed.
Yeah. Whoa. Heavy.
Push.
Whoa.
All kinds of weight. All kinds.
Whoa.
I think we're
Whoa. It's got to
T-line.
bust.
It's got to finish.
It's got to bust hard.
Why didn't that curl?
Well, a little too much weight, maybe.
Good hack. More.
We're on sheet C this morning. We'll keep an eye on what the ice does. We talked last night and the previous days, Brian, about how there are a little bit of idiosyncrasies to each of the sheets. We know that A and D outside in have the most movement. There are definitely straight spots in these middle sheets particularly. You saw New Brunswick just get caught on one. And that allows the double, or at least the hit and roll behind the guard.
And Kathy, if you believe the numbers and the percentages, then we should see a pretty tight game this morning.
We should. There is very little to choose between these 2 teams. Both have a goal of moving on. But look at the leads. 1 point separates them. 1 point separates the seconds. 2 and 2. It is very similar. And as a team overall, they are right neck and neck with each other. And so very evenly matched today. It's going to be who plays better, who wants it more, that will dictate the outcome.
Whoa! Whoa! Hard! 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 Sit.
And it'll flip over, but that is open as New Brunswick lies 2.
But there's Len.
Good hack.
Hack, Tom.
Crazy. I was sitting there last night looking at the 2 teams and just want to send a shout out to Brian Cassidy Jr., who is the head statistician here, who provides us with such great information about the teams. It really helps you to look at where there might be common trends. And there is just so little to choose between these 2 teams. Very, very similarly matched.
that was control. Rolled across there pretty big, right?
Oh, we hit less than half. We weren't sweeping.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yep.
Come on.
Go hard.
Soft.
Hard.
Come on.
Hard.
Come on.
Hard.
Hard!
Hard. Right up.
Right up!
Hard.
Hard!
Scott Jones, Grand Odishaw.
Yes, yes.
Great scrub the whole way.
Out of the way.
Jeez.
Grant.
You're going all the way over?
Yeah, well, that's what I was hoping.
Can't get a roll.
No, they just get by the front, but because they get to the inside, it comes out the other side, and so double opportunity. And here's where they're wondering if they should have just let it go. Well, they couldn't have let it go much earlier, Brian. They would have crashed the guard.
Oh, no.
Up a touch.
So now the double try from Tom Nogler.
Whoa, never. Watch roll. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Spills them both and rolls behind cover. Nice shot from
Very
Nogler.
nice shot.
Throw.
It's a good throw, Tommy.
Well, it's an interesting call. You've got Tom yelling close and Jamie yelling never. But what a great outcome. Double and the roll.
No. Close. Yep.
Whoa! No!
Yep.
No!
Run back try.
Yep.
Yep, go,
And
go,
look at
go,
this
go,
try
go.
roll behind cover as well. Still partially open. Top four.
Back-to-back great shots by the third this morning. If
Touchy on those.
we're going to have parity, one third makes a great one. The other third makes it right back, makes the run and the roll behind the guard.
I think so. It's pretty long center guard.
Yeah.
By yours truly.
Nice hack here.
Yeah.
Well, watch the finish on this shot. You hear Jamie say he's going to throw nice hack. Remember, this is the same path New Brunswick tried to make that second draw in, and it just didn't finish. Very weight sensitive. That guard is very long, so should not be a factor.
Jamie Cooey coming off a tough day yesterday.
Hard!
Had the night off, trying to regroup and rebound this morning.
Whoa! Lead up! Whoa!
On the guard, and they'll spill that Yellowstone in, won't hit the house. And now that opens things up in New Brunswick. Pretty good opportunity for their deuce.
Give him the cutter first.
It sure is.
You often, Kathy, hear the guys refer to the stones as cutters, and they obviously look at these rocks, these ones from the Olympics, and also the same stones at the Scotties, and when they scout them, when they say a cutter, Kathy, that means what exactly?
Well, they believe, Terry Odishaw does, that he has two rocks that might be matched similarly with weight, but he believes that he's got one stone that will curl more than another. You saw him just switch stones to take that stone that he believes will curl more, and because he's trying to bury around a corner guard, wants to utilize the one that will curl more, that will finish more and make it tougher for Jamie Cooey to follow if he wanted to.
I like the speed, Scott.
Plenty of room.
Hey, you got good line, guys. It's all yours. It's all yours.
Plenty
Right
of
to my
room.
broom.
Even.
No.
We're there.
Got great line.
No, we're
Even.
there. We're there.
Just
Don't
even.
want to. Don't want to at all. Might be back 12.
No, it's not.
Sit. Hey, Terry.
Doubles there.
And now is the double there for Jamie Cooey.
Wow.
Pretty thick.
It is. It's
I gotta
pretty
throw it
flat,
real
but
hard, though,
for
eh?
sure the hit and roll goes into it. Need to try.
Come on. Throw. Very good throw.
Just got to heave this one pretty good here. Okay. Out turn.
Turn meatball.
It's a very technical
to
term, the
3/4 of it.
heave.
Okay. Okay. Fairly hard.
Does in-turn or out-turn matter on this shot, Kathy, to get the spin or the roll you're looking for to make this double?
Sometimes it's easier if you're playing this turn, if you're going across him looking for a really sharp angle. He's not.
Here comes the heat. Meantime, we'll watch sheet A and update Ontario, Nova Scotia. Big hit comes over. Can't quite make the double. Meantime, Jamie Murphy, his final stone on sheet A, trying for the blank against Glenn Howard, but he will stick around. And that is a single then for Nova Scotia. So Ontario is up 2-1. Glenn Howard with the hammer in 3.
Well, that stone on our sheet just curled a little bit too much for Jamie.
What was that?
Good throw.
Needed to hit it just a little bit thicker.
And so a chance here for Team New Brunswick to get their deuce shot who's just thrown, albeit in a different path.
Final rock here in 2 for Terry Odishaw. Jones, McCann, and now Grant comes up to help out. All 3 just have to find a piece of the paint. And they come up short, a crucial mistake.
Well, and there's that different path we talked about. He could have thrown it in the same path. It is very different if you change the path.
Frustrated, Terry Odishaw just gets the single. It's 1-1 after 2. Kathy, on SportsCenter, we call it the highlight of the night. In curling, we call it the key shot, and Tom Nogler with a crucial one.
Well, for sure, they're back-to-back thirds, great shots. We so often look at skips to make the difference in the end, but it was 2/3 in this last end that really said that we're here to play today. We want to win. This is the first one. Tom Nogler, Yukon Northwest Territories, has a chance for the double, makes the double, but he also makes a fabulous roll. That could have set up Yukon Northwest Territories to force New Brunswick, but not so much. Andy McCann comes right back on his next shot. Not only makes the run back to remove the stone, but gets this lovely roll buried right behind the center. Terry Odishaw did have a chance for 2. He just did not make it.
And the key shot is brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue Stylish Designs for any room. So after both teams trading singles, we're tied up at 1 and 3 with Jamie Cooey having the hammer here on this final Thursday morning of round robin play at the Credit Union Center in Saskatoon.
It's not bad.
Can't bump. Cannot bump.
No, you're right on it. You're bumping it a little bit.
Trying to play down to the face of the stone and does so.
Shot.
Back 4.
Okay.
Back 4.
Don't throw much more.
Yeah, just a couple feet.
What do you want here? 70? Back 4.
Yeah.
Kathy, when PEI and we talked to Mike Goody at the start of the week, he said you wanted to come here, and his passion was to compete against the best teams here. He's had a tough week, that 3-6 record, but how about this? Final stone against Team Quebec and a chance to crack open a 5.
Well, and for a team like PEI who's not had a lot of opportunities to travel or play on this ice, they just started really slow and are now gaining confidence with the ice. Unfortunately, it's a little too late.
And there you see all the red in the house. That is 5 for PEI, so he leads Robert Desjardins and his team from Chicoutimi 5-2 after 2. Interesting, too, Kathy, we talked about that 8-ender that Brad Jacobs had in provincials to get here. Well, that's the second 5 spot of the week. Nova Scotia actually scored the other one.
Mine's perfect. Go.
You do see that when there's lots of rocks in play and the ability of these teams to make the up-weight shots, it's easier to make a lot of stones go away.
Split.
Like this? Or this?
It's all right, yeah. 75, 70? 70?
75.
Yeah.
Jamie electing to play down to the face of the stone.
Oh, I'm good. 7, 8. Whoa, that.
8.
Whoa, that. Oh! Oh! Come on. It's heavy.
Yeah, it's still heavy.
Still there, though, yeah.
Still heavy.
Close. Yeah! Room! Room!
We're all there. We're all there. We're all there.
Oh!
Peach. Oh, great shot.
Great
nice
shot, Plummer.
Brad.
Brad Shurakowski. Little tap on the face.
And that came down very hard. They thought it was at least an 8, but the weight comes off. And that's when that movement just goes. Watch this rock finish as the weight comes off.
Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Curl. Run back try and spills them both.
The reason we wanted to run it back is this rock is not very good.
We'll throw the other rock.
Hack, good hack.
Good shot. Good hack.
Nicely made. Also keeps all of those 3 stones in the control zone for New Brunswick.
After a nice shot from Scott Jones.
Right off.
Shurakowski will try and answer.
Forward. Right off.
Yep.
Right off. Right off.
Good.
Good.
Nose on the red.
Don't say anything, Scott. For Terry. Don't just. He's in a grumpy mood. Anything we say, if you guys want to call the game, I'll let you call it.
Oh, there's an interesting comment. Who knows you better than your brother?
Forward.
Don't even
Who knows
offer
you better than your brother?
You, maybe.
And that is great intel. We know that Grant holds the broom in the house, and when you know your sibling and what they want or not, this is not a morning for a lot of input. Terry may be feeling the pressure of what this game this day means. This is really, really close.
Scooch.
Scooch.
There it is.
Feel.
Firm.
To roll that far on the inside. Well brushed to get that by. No give up.
No. Nope.
And now Tom Nogler, the intern double
never.
try.
No. Never. Roll it hard, Brad. Hard. Brad. Oh!
All right.
They wanted to roll it in front of it, but wanted to make sure that they didn't hit the Yellowstone hard enough that it moved it further behind cover. You can see there's access for Yukon Northwest Territories off either of those reds.
Okay.
I don't think hitting it doesn't do as much good.
there.
We just sit right here,
Yeah.
even if you're there.
Okay.
Andy McCann trying to either lock it on or put one in front of those red stones.
Top 8, yep.
Go for line.
Don't want to bounce.
We're not. Go for line. Go, 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 go. Hard for weight, too. Go hard.
Hard.
Got
Go
to drag it by
hard.
their own Yellowstone,
Hard.
and they'll do that.
Good sweep, guys.
Shot.
New Brunswick still lying 1.
Great brushing to get it by, but it also did show Jamie Cooey that he can come down and play the tap-tap. So now he's got a couple of options to work with. Curled a little bit too much for New Brunswick.
Good board. Nope. Yep.
Good morning so far for Tom Nogler, 94%.
Never. No. No. Nothing.
Nothing here, though. just taps that yellow stone to the Tim Hortons button.
Not the end of the world.
Do you like the angles for the Yukon territories, Kathy?
Not as much anymore.
Either guard it or hit and roll out.
Hits it wherever it is.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Hits it hard.
Yep. Real
Pop out to the forefoot.
I don't think he can knock it out, though. Do you?
No.
He can get it that way, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is kind of scary, too. Gotta get rid of it.
Scary because you have to hit the stone on the outside because of where the front stones are, and he's worried about jamming or picking off his stone that is shot.
You want the straighter rock there? You don't really want to hang around here, do you?
No.
Kathy, from what we've seen so far this end, is that a straight spot here you got to be careful of?
We've seen Tom Nogler just throw a couple there. It's typical ice on any of the sheets right now, whereas if you throw some up weight, it runs very straight. There's not much movement when you throw any sort of weight on any of these sheets.
Real hard! Real hard! Real hard!
Terriota shot his first here in 3. Picks it out, spills the shooter over.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Okay.
May have left the double now.
It's actually the triple.
I don't mind that out there. Entice him into it.
Depends on the weight you throw.
Well, can I see enough of that to make that? Probably just, eh?
You gotta, I mean, you have about an inch to play with.
If I'm trying to peel a center.
You might get that.
What's that?
You might look over and get that.
But can I stick? If I can stick this. Yeah, but that 4 is gonna go way out there if I do that, right?
And this will be right here.
Yeah.
I like this one. Make this. You can do it.
It's right in the nose.
Yeah.
Or whatever I can see of it.
Yeah.
Talking about the one at the top of the 12.
Our red's gonna stay there.
Yeah.
If we played it, well, I can't see much of that anyway.
To make any play on the stone behind it, the yellow-red, it would have to be back 12, back 8 weight. Not sure that they can move it enough to tap that yellow stone back. Keep in mind, Jamie does have last rock, so even if he opens up the front.
No! Whoa! No!
Yep.
No!
Yep.
Jamie was going for plan B, which was just to make sure that the front was open.
Walk it down.
Live look on sheet A, Ontario, Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. We know that Ontario this morning already guaranteed a playoff spot. Final stone here for Glenn Howard in 3, looking to make a play on his own red rock there in the 8-foot.
Gotta go.
Well, he sure is. He's making a play on a stone that is 4th shot against 3 others.
Just got to get by that guard. Little tap. Move him enough. Looks like he did for 1. Was that option B there, Kathy?
No, I don't know. It was interesting because what he called was off his own, and then clearly he was playing through the hole. So maybe
Sweeping, boys.
a last-minute change.
Sweeping, boys. I think we better go a bit more
That's the
with
beauty
this
of
rock.
curling. Always options, and regardless, doesn't matter what it looks like, they end up scoring. And a reminder, a big game later on tonight when Ontario will take on Team Alberta in what could have big could be complicated, yes, but it could big considerations as well when it comes to getting into that 1-2 game. I saved it. It was going to be my option B, Kathy. Come on. We got to work hard up here, too. Audibles, right? Could be a complicated game. It's true. Yeah. It's been a long week here in Saskatoon. Final stone here in 3 for Terry Odishaw.
Terry looking to do the out turn. That was one of the options for Jamie Cooey as well, to get down to the shot stone in the 4-foot, take away this side of the house.
Hard! Hard, guys, come on!
Keep it going.
Come on! Come on!
Lose his handle.
Good.
He did lose its handle at the top of the house. You
liking
can see
that
it
rock.
straightening out.
Get rid of it.
That one was gorgeous, except for losing handle. That doesn't lose handle is probably right in there. Hey?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Where do you want to get our
We'll have to keep an eye, Kathy, if Terry indeed does give that rock to another player for the next end or
Worth
so.
a try, I guess. I mean,
Can I stick it for 2 though? I don't know. So I'm gonna hit it here.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
make the
probably not
double.
gonna be
It's
there
where
anyway.
your shooter goes. Look at the other yellow stone where it is.
Want to just throw easy at this?
For 1.
It's probably the smarter play.
Here's what Terry's talking about. It's the number 7 stone that he thought straightened out.
I mean, it's just.
Like I gotta hit it here, right?
We didn't
Yeah.
look to see if he had a
It's not gonna
good
roll too much
rotation
with
all the
just
way down
easy.
the ice. You can't always just blame the
Yeah, but
stones.
look how much of the weight I need.
Yeah.
Might.
You got to believe it.
What's that?
You got to believe in the shot first, so. I mean, this is just a hit it and we got 1, right? Okay. Just easy?
Yeah. You guys think this is there?
The big change or the big challenge is not the double. That's going to happen, he feels. It is where your shooter goes. You can see that he can't afford to roll even here, because then all of a sudden this stone becomes the second shot.
So this obviously, Kathy, the gamble for the 2. You could also play the tap back to get your
For
sure
1.
one, which is an easier shot. But Jamie Cooey electing to try and pick up the deuce here in 3, his final stone.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Yes! Oh!
Yukon Territories, a 5-4 record coming into this final Thursday morning of round-robin play.
Okay.
And they will give up a steal of 1 for Team New Brunswick. Singles so far across the board. Terry Odishaw leads after 3. An update over now on Sheet D between PEI and Quebec, and wow, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 red stones, and that's what's facing Robert Desjardins and his team from Chicoutimi. Both these teams out of the playoff mix, but playing for pride.
Well, and that's what was facing him last, and he wasn't able to make his shot, and PEI drew for 5. This time he has last rock. But boy, lots of red granite today.
And the very animated Skip, the teacher, will hold on in time, barely, for a single, back 8. So 1 for Team Quebec. PEI still leads 5-3 after 3. As we bring you back to our feature game, it was a steal of 1 for Odishaw, Team New Brunswick in 3, as Jamie Cooey missed the double attempt to try and gamble and pick up his 2, so a 2-1 advantage for New Brunswick on this final Thursday morning of round-robin play here in Saskatoon.
And Brian, you and I were talking at the break that the tap for 1 wasn't a gimme by any means. It was still a tough shot because the angles weren't great, and it's that kind of weight that curls a lot, and so it's a risk and reward. He had a double opportunity for 2. I think it was a good decision. It didn't work out, but you're only down 1.
10. 9, 10.
Whoa, 10.
Whoa. Yeah.
Close up.
Hard, guys.
9.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
There's a nice shot getting through.
Whoa.
One of the things that New Brunswick has done really well in their wins has created opportunities to steal, and that number is going up again today. And unfortunately for the Yukon Northwest Territories, their number against is also going up today. Both teams having a lot of points stolen against them this week. New Brunswick starting to turn it around, though, and starting to be thieves.
Yep. Whoa.
Oof. Just gets by that guard, but gets the unfortunate jam.
Way too much ice.
Stay good here. Get out here. Pawsey.
Yeah.
Heard him yell down Pawsey at Brad. What he's telling him is that even though it looks like a ton of ice from the hack, if you cheat on it at all, if you get it going at all, it will be all over the guard.
Whoa, girl there.
It's that little extra reinforcement, trust me, on the ice.
Yeah. Hey. Yes.
Lots.
Whoa, whoa.
Tons, Jamie. Tons.
Whoa,
Not bad, not bad. Still 6-7. 7-8.
Whoa. Off.
Brad Churikowski by the guard.
Shot, boy. Throw.
Really nice weight. That did not finish very hard. It was going hard towards the guard at one point. And then once it got by, it really did not finish a whole lot.
Okay.
Yep.
Scott Jones.
There. All there.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Heavy.
Hey! Whoa. Whoa.
That one rubs on the guard and spills into the house.
All right. She's either come a long way, or she just likes that Jamie Cooey.
Go hair high.
Although she's waving a Saskatchewan Clipper.
Easy, guys.
Lots
As
of
entertaining, Kathy, as the shots have been on the ice, we're also pretty entertained during commercial break with a lot of the fans and the costumes and the creativity of everyone here in Saskatoon. It's been a lot of fun for us.
There is a specific group of about 10 men who entertain every night, whether it's in green suits or kilts and hockey jerseys. They really do get the crowd going, and it's such a big part of the Brier or the Scotties is what goes on in the crowd. The teams love it as well.
And we're excited here at TSN. Kathy Gauthier has announced that she will wear a kilt if we do a tiebreaker, so we're excited about that, Kathy.
Triple.
There's the social club. I'd rather look at them than talk to you. Sheepers.
The golf look.
Yeah, today, or I'm thinking they're the soccer fans today.
Smash it.
They're entertaining. You can see
You got a
boards.
little bit of air, but
Usually hold up choices for the crowd, whether the team should hit or freeze or
Sociable.
Sociable.
Kind of wait. Yeah, okay.
Great rock placement by Yukon Northwest Territories.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep. Hard. Straight up. Straight up.
Okay.
Andy McCann missing the double.
Well, New Brunswick still does have last rock in this
Take
end.
this freeze away from him, eh?
Not in a lot of trouble yet. Stone's only in the 8-foot.
You like that or go like this?
As we listen into Jamie.
He ever goes here, though, and over.
I agree, Jamie. I think you have to get around that center guard. Piling more stones in the wings does not take the 4-foot away from Terry Odishaw.
You know, Kathy, if we didn't know any better, you would think it was the Yukon Northwest Territories coming in here on a 2-game winning streak and New Brunswick in a bit of a rut right now, even though it's the opposite just by the body language and the, I would almost argue, lack of communication out there from Team New Brunswick. It seems that the Territories really have confidence right now.
Well, it's either that or its ability to handle pressure. This is a very big day for all teams. So many things can happen. Even the one team that is in Glenn Howard, he's not guaranteed the 1-2 game wants it. It's how bad you want it and how it reflects. You just need to put aside outcome and what you want out of the day and just think about throwing the weight to the broom. Yukon Northwest Territories doing a better job of staying in the moment so far than Team New Brunswick.
Wait only.
Oh, give me more ice.
Live look now on sheet B.
That's a safe play.
2 yellow stones in the house for Team Manitoba. Scott Manners was able to blank the second, blank the third, and now here in 4, he has to draw in. And to be comfortable, grab a little bit of that forefoot for his single.
Gotta be
He does. Those 2 stones belonging to Manitoba. There is a double, but it is tricky. Can't afford to give up another one. Already trailing by 3, and that's why he's playing the draw.
Team Alberta and Kevin Cooey have a break this morning, so
I think we're still 3.
if Manitoba, Fowler can put together a victory, they'll join Alberta with 7 wins. This one's got to stop. And it goes a little bit too far, it looks like, for Scott Manners. So a steal of 1 for Rob Fowler and his team from Brandon. And they're getting some momentum at the right time here on this final Thursday. A 4-0 lead now. And you talk about momentum. That was certainly the story, Kathy, with Heather Nedewin as the week went on and Team Alberta. They really found their game and just stormed their way into the playoffs and eventually a title.
Yeah, well, can we help them out by missing anywhere else? What if he just plugged that hole, top 12?
I was just going to say, play an intern and just
make him play the intern freeze.
Yeah.
If he makes it, I go intern T-line, and we're still getting 2 or 3.
Yeah. I don't mind that. Just top 4 or top 12, right?
Do we need to be in?
Right on the R. I mean, anywhere around the R here.
Well, we don't want to line that up for him.
Yeah.
So I'd say we want to be a little deeper.
Yeah. Okay.
You heard the discussion
Right here,
even
guys.
with that last rock thrown. It
Top
still
12,
is
top 12,
redstones belonging to Yukon Northwest Territories that lie 3. I want to block off this path, this draw.
Probably an 80. Hair loss. But pretty close.
Kathy, we know the Territories lying 1 for sure.
3.
You think it's 3 for sure, that Yellowstone top 8?
Indeed.
Tom Nogler.
Kicker pretty good.
4. Whoa.
His final
Line's
stone
good.
here in 4.
Whoa, room. Line's good.
3-4.
Go.
How's the line?
Got a curl here. 12. Whoa.
4.
We're still on the guard.
Hard. Whoa. Go. Go. Hard.
Just by their own red guard, and they'll drag it in.
Good shot.
Plug that hole to the button.
Good job. Took forever.
Live look now on sheet A. We're watching this one closely. Of course, Glenn Howard taking on Nova Scotia. A must-win for Jamie Murphy and his team. His final stone. You see the reds in the house. There's 1 Glenn has in the 4-foot. He's got 1 in the 8-foot. And it looks like a draw for the single, Kathy.
It is indeed. Needs full 4. No chance to make a play at the Ontario Stone because of the guard out front.
Whoa. All there. All there.
We can double 2 reds and maybe roll.
Whoa. Shot.
And it sits around in time for a single. So Ontario a 3-2 lead after 4.
Straighter one or that one?
And Kathy, what has Terry elected to do here?
Well, one of the concerns that Jamie had is if they brought it in, they didn't want to give him the in-off, which is what he's playing.
Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Down.
Terry Odishaw.
Yes.
Wow! For God's sakes, whoa.
Oh, man.
It's 2 sweeping errors in a row.
Sorry, I miscalled it.
Miss.
Can't draw the out turn way now.
I don't think so.
We go here too. That'd be pretty perfect though.
Yeah. Can't be deep.
What if you're just here?
Hey?
If you're here, it's not the worst.
No. Makes the double, so what?
You get 3.
Yeah.
For the ideal spot.
Here is perfect, right? He's got to rip the back double to give you a 3. You like that, or?
I mean, this stuff is tough over here. This, basically right here, this is our end killer. This is our end killer shot, isn't it?
Well, I could play this too, you know? Like, I could play the...
Yeah. You like that?
I don't know. What do you guys like?
Want to take a timeout here? Want to take a timeout here?
Sure.
Jamie Cooey calls his first timeout.
Hit and roll there.
Timeout.
Leaving this is the only way in, right?
Leaving this draw? Well, if he draws anywhere here, we might only get 2, right? If he just gets by that red one?
Yeah. The only thing that can kill our end here is his hit and roll off of that red.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm thinking. If he hits and rolls to the back, or
the freeze too.
Yeah.
Over here?
Coach Terry Shea comes
Well,
out.
we make it perfect. It's really good, right? Because he can't make that hit and roll.
Yeah, because we got something to run back, right?
He's almost got to rip the back, my shooter in the back one, and give us 3, no?
We got to make sure we're not staggered over on the intern side, right?
Well, he's got the hit and roll, but that's probably a pretty tough shot.
Yeah.
The way it curls there, right? But if we're pretty good here, as long as we're not deep, right?
Or staggered.
Oh, what? If we're staggered, he makes a double.
No, but if we're
T-line is buried
staggered
like a
and he
corner?
makes that hit and roll, we have nothing on that side then, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't be that.
Okay.
Okay. Make the perfect shot.
Yeah. How much do you need? Probably.
Really 2 options on this shot that they're discussing.
Give me the 8, Robbie.
One of them is that you make this draw. The risk of this is it has to be perfect. If you're here, you give him an out. The other thing that they thought that Terry could probably do is play a hit on his final stone or his next stone and roll there. So they talked about coming in. I would argue that if you want to protect that side, there's other ways to do it. You could just throw a guard if you want to seal off that side. You don't have to come in and move stones around. But the decision is to play the draw. It is all about weight and line. This is a tough shot, Brian.
Are you sure?
The intern draw for Jamie Cooey. We know he loves this shot.
Line's perfect.
We're all there.
Close.
7.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Hard.
7.
Hard. Get a bounce. Get a little bounce. Whoa. Yep.
Rubs it a little bit.
That's good. Shot, Jamie.
Not bad.
That's real good. That frees up the run back too, eh? Never had to.
Right on top of it, doesn't it?
If he gets in there, I can run his...
Yellow on there, right?
I'll have to get this into this.
Love Tom's attitude. Always very positive.
Because that's going. I guess he
I
could
think
drive
the
it. He could drive it over the
6
top.
right in here and stays right there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Get it to spin back on the 1, you mean, a bit.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the 8 rolls out of there, though.
Well, it certainly doesn't go over the top of it.
Oh, the 8
No.
goes.
Where does this go?
That might go into the 4.
Yeah. Even if we stay right there, we're going to be number 2, right?
Yeah.
And even, you know what? Even if everything's coming this way, maybe you end up over here. Well, I guess it bounces up a little
Just
bit.
regular weight or peel?
Well, we could throw peel, maybe spin it in towards it even.
Just don't want this 6 to come flying back out either.
Whichever one you're more comfortable with.
Well, we got to hit it on this side.
Yeah.
About half a stone.
Right?
Yeah. As thick as I can hit it, right?
What do you mean?
Because you want it to come back on here. If I hit it too thin, we might miss it.
Well, I think if we just hit it right there, we got it.
Okay.
With all the
you like
movement
right?
going
even right
forward,
there.
I'll try
they're
to
thinking
call it
that
right
this stone may
there,
wind
right
up
on the
coming
tip
off
of the
this
handle,
and
eh?
spin this way.
Is that good ice?
Worst case scenario
Up regular
would be
it is.
second shot.
It's up to you. I can
Meantime,
tighten it if you
while
want.
they talk things over, Sheet D and update PEI Quebec. And it's Mike Goody. Final stone drawing against 3. He's got a 2-point lead. Both these teams at 3 and 6. Kathy, both out of the playoff hunt, but looking to pick up another win here in Saskatoon.
It's all about pride. You come here representing your province. You want to show well. And so you play hard and you play strong for every game that you play in this event.
And he finds the pin for a single, 6-3 PEI. And in our feature game, Terry Odishaw will clean up a few of the reds. It is still Yukon Northwest Territories lying 1.
I think this one hit and then knocked
Hits
this
it just
one out.
a little bit on the outside. Wanted it to curl a little more. Hit it thin, so he gets the red one.
Thought it was narrow, so I gave it a little.
There you go. Thought he was narrow. Put it back a little bit. That's why it ran so straight.
I don't know.
And if you look closely, that was the 7 stone. That was the 1 stone that Terry wasn't happy with last end, or he had commented on it, but he still does have it.
Same weight.
For the draw regardless.
Tommy. Pretty sure.
So now a draw for 2.
We'll have a look.
We're only sitting 1.
Sorry?
Tommy thinks we're only sitting 1.
Okay.
Looks like it, eh?
Interesting. We'll see if they measure from our angle, Brian. It almost looks like red is lying 2.
Well, that was the 1 stone earlier on in the end. I wasn't convinced they were lying 3 at the time, or would have been lying 3. It's very close.
From this angle, it sort of looks red, but there's a lot of separation from the top and the back of the house. It doesn't change the call for Jamie Cooey at all. He will draw to make sure he's got 2, and then you can expect that we might see a measure.
Whoa, it's heavy. Whoa.
So here in 4, a draw for 2. 3 would be a bonus, but
He's way out in that fresh pebble where it's really fast.
not the result Jamie Cooey wanted, and now they'll look things over. 1 for sure.
Measure. Sure,
They'll call for the measure.
Yeah, it's worth a measure.
So they'll bring the stick out. So at the very worst for
We'll give it a measure.
Northwest Territories Yukon, it will be 2-2 and possibly 3-2. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot for Jamie. Had to go so much further, and that's the thinking process that has to go on. You're way out there in a curling club. When you go way out there, it's usually frosty and you have to put more on it. Not so much here. It's a new path that hasn't been broken down. Rocks slide.
Huh? Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's deceiving. It's a measure for 2, red.
And you can measure anytime you want, Tom.
And we'll watch the micrometer closely. Just short of 1, Kathy.
Yeah.
Tickle.
I bow to your wisdom.
Yep. 1 red then.
So indeed it was just
1 red.
1. Will you actually bow?
No.
So Jamie Cooey gets the single. It's 2-2, and we'll update you on the bowing after this. Come on, Cap, please. Just a reminder, a free preview of Juicebox Music for Kids is on now, the music video channel featuring parent-approved videos from today's biggest stars like Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and One Direction. Contact your TV service provider for details.
A Yukon Northwest Territory fan this morning. There's lots of them in the building.
Time now for an update on this Thursday morning here. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, 2 yellow stones there by Rob Fowler, 1 in the forefoot, just touching the button. And Scott Manners, final stone. He's going to make a play here, trying for his single.
Playing the hit and stick for his 1. That would put him on the board if he's able to stick this.
Let it work.
One of the really nice stories here in Saskatoon. Scott Manners, a real gentleman. Been a lot of fun to see him again. 4-1 Manitoba leads after 5. I got to know Scott in Lloydminster as a young man curling a long time ago. Great to see him here on the national stage, representing his province proudly. Back to our feature game now. New Brunswick and Yukon Northwest Territories. After a measurement, just the single. So it's 2-2 with play underway here in 5 as Terry Odishaw has the hammer back.
A seesaw battle, very much so today. We expected that going in because of how closely these teams are matched, not only in percentages as individuals at each position, but also as teams. A couple of key draws missed by both skips, one by Terry Odishaw coming short early, and then Jamie Cooey going heavy on his last stone.
Grant Odishaw, pretty good performance last night in that win over Gushu, 85%. And this morning, firing at 92.
Is that 80?
75, 80.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Fleet should be good. 4.
Room. Easy, guys.
Room.
Easy, guys. Looks there.
It's all there. 4, 5.
Roll
5.
up. Roll up.
5.
Where?
6.
Hard. Whoa. Hard.
Just a 6.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Gotta go.
A little deeper. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Jamie was going hard at the end, hoping they could get by that stone in the 8 foot on the center line and tuck it partially behind, but rolls off. So now the double call for New Brunswick.
Scott Jones with a chance to make both go away.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping to just back it up a little and stay on the corner.
Yeah.
Stop nose. Nose.
If you're just joining me this morning, this final Thursday morning of round robin play, New Brunswick comes in with that 4-5 record. 5 is still alive when it comes to losses, but you can't afford another loss. And as for the Yukon Northwest Territories, they come in with that 5-4 record. So Jamie Cooey still controls his own destiny here in Saskatoon.
Whoa, no!
Whoa, firm.
Whoa!
This is a double. Can't be on the outside. You pick your own.
Attaboy.
Shot. That's a risky shot, but obviously Jamie felt that was his chance to get the stone out of the 4 foot.
A lot of weight, eh?
The hair high.
Okay.
Whew, just misses his own.
Normal or peel? Yeah, a little more than normal.
Okay.
Or, yeah, throw peel.
Straight back.
Interesting, Kathy, how this event has paralleled the Scotties in a few ways. Number one, the illness. A lot of the players have been fighting the flu. I know Pat Simmons certainly comes to mind. A lot of the players going through it, Craig Saville. And same thing when it came to the competition. As of Thursday morning, it was still very much up in the air as to would we have tiebreakers? Who would be in that Final Four?
Yep. Yep. Just peel it. Hard. Hard. Okay.
And even though he is shot for Jamie, it is too risky to throw the guard and leave that yellow stone exposed. And so he'll ask Tom Nogler to play the hit and roll. That last rock wants to make sure he doesn't make it easy for Terry Odishaw to score the deuce.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Live look on Sheet A, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Glenn Howard, those 2 red stones counting.
3, buddy. Did you see the one right in front of his foot? It's camouflaged, but it is, in fact, a draw for 4.
Thank you for the assist. See how it works? I'm wrong one end, and then you pick me up, Kathy. That's teamwork.
That's beautiful.
That's how we get it done here, people. Of course, Glenn Howard already guaranteed himself a spot in the playoffs. He wants to be in that 1-2 game, and just a light clean from Lang, Saville, and that'll break the game open.
Yes.
A big 4 spot, and there you see that stone Kathy talked about. 7-2 after 5, and that's a must win for Nova Scotia. A loss from Jamie Murphy, and his playoff hopes are done. Thank you, Kathy.
Here for you. It's an uphill battle for sure for Nova Scotia now as they go to the break. Down 5.
Hard, Grant.
And they're trying to run the stone straight back. Ooh, makes the double.
Shot, Annie.
That worked.
Kind of wait.
Forward, eh?
Forward wait.
Oh,
It's good
off.
board. Solid board.
Off. Right off.
Here comes.
Okay. Whoa. It's fine.
Getting tight behind that guard there.
What's that?
It's getting tight. I don't know if they can squeeze another one in there without popping it out.
Yeah, this is going to stagger anyway, and hopefully we don't have to draw.
Yep.
Yep.
All the way. All the way.
Andy McCann saying
All
right
the
out
way,
of his
guys.
hands, you got to go, boys.
Hard for a piece, hard.
Hard.
Hard for a piece. Never want to hear
Hurry.
that. Jones, Odishaw get a little bit of that rock.
Let's get it out.
Hard, Terry.
Is it enough to spill it out?
Okay.
It is.
Ah. Not a good throw.
There.
Try, Andy.
Sorry, Terry.
Try.
75 for draw. 80.
I know, Kathy, we make a big deal out of percentages up here because it's our job, but
Not the worst.
Jamie Cooey, 47% so far after 4 ends. He had a 2-2 tie here in 5.
I think 80.
I think percentages are fabulous for telling an overall story. It really does give you a flavor for who's playing well and when they're playing well, but it doesn't show you when they're making the big shot. So you can miss 3 in a row, but if you make the draw against 5, for example, you may only be at 25% and still in the game.
Good,
So
room.
it's always a balance.
Good. Room.
5.
Whoa, wait for it. Yep. Hard. Clean up.
Robert Borden, Brad Shortkowski.
Come on, Plummer, go. Go.
And now Nogler trying to get him by that yellow stone, drag it enough, rubs a little bit. And the territory's line 1, but you can see that red stone.
Break, eh?
No. Come on. It's grinded, eh? It's grinded. Yeah. So we're saying 5 the whole way. I guess get on it a bit earlier.
Just really curled as the weight was coming off. Otherwise, he's tucked in. Instead, it bounces open just a little bit, ever so slightly. And right behind Terry, more or less. You can see about 3/4 to 7/8.
Whoa.
Board. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
And a big flash for Terry Odishaw. And as we look over now on sheet D, well, Kathy, they have not been shy about having big ends and rocks in play. PEI in Quebec.
This is perfect.
They've traded some big shots, including a 5-ender, but now look at this. A chance for Quebec to rebound. Robert Desjardins, final stone, and a draw for 4, and he can take the lead by 1.
Well, I'm sure he checked in the hack to make sure he was throwing the right color. He's used to looking at 4 of the opponents.
No kidding. Robert has made some fantastic shots this week, and you talk about percentages, Kathy, that's a great example. When you're faced with double run backs and not a lot of great situations, it's pretty tough to come through, but that's always nice for the skip. Just open draw to the paint for his 4, and there you go. Quebec leading 7-6 after 5.
Now back here, you saw Terry Odishaw just go by the outside of that red stone belonging to Yukon Northwest Territories.
Hard about line. Hard line. Line's good. Hard.
7, 6, and 8.
Line's good. Line's perfect. Wait only. Just top button. Yep. Just top one.
Seven. Only.
Whoa!
It's a line shot.
Just
curl.
top
Whoa!
one.
Sit. Whoa! Whoa!
Sorry, Grant. Attaboy.
So for now, it is Yukon Northwest Territories line 2.
Thought we'd be way tighter than that.
Good throw.
A little tougher. Maybe we sweep that a hair. I don't know.
Huh?
Maybe we sweep it a hair in.
It is 6 of one, half dozen of another. Jamie's saying is that maybe because it was going deep, we sweep it a little bit more so it's fully buried. So that from the hack for Terry Odishaw, it looks like he just needs to hit full 4. Now he's got a little bit of backing.
Okay.
You got your weight.
But that's not
You got your weight.
thoughts you want to have in your head.
So final shot here in 5. Terry Odishaw to Curl Moncton, facing a couple of red stones. Needs that button to pick up his single.
Sweep for T-line.
In a close game here on this Thursday morning in Saskatoon.
Gotta move.
Gotta go. Gotta help.
Asking for help, Jones, McCann, and now Grant Odishaw, all scrubbing hard. Got to get it to that button. Need a big finish and a big drag. Find the Tim Hortons.
Lost the channel again.
Well, and it was a 15-7 split at the hog, Brian. Very difficult, even with the handle, to get it in there.
And I believe it was that 7 stone, and it was the one that he has not been happy with, and he's not happy with this. A steal of 2 for the Territories.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies.
Welcome back to Saskatoon. They say the demographics of curlers is getting older, but it is the youngsters that we're trying to recruit in this game, and this is how it starts. Well, I don't know about their numbers, or 2s and 3s and 4s, but let's look at our numbers after 5, and they're brought to you by Tim Hortons. It's time for Tim. Well, look at that at the bottom. Team percentages. We said how equal these teams were coming in, how flat it would be. The big difference right now, the skips are both struggling. You've got Jamie at 55, Terry at 60, but it is Jamie's team that is getting the momentum, and Brian is with Tom Nogler, his 3rd.
Tom, I want to just talk to you about yesterday leading up to today. Obviously a frustrating day, and I know Jamie says you're a guy in this team that keeps everybody loose and having some fun. Is that important maybe after a day like yesterday, coming into a day where you still have a lot on the line and a lot to play for?
Absolutely. Yesterday wasn't quite how we planned it out, but we're still in it. We're playing it one rock at a time, and we're just trying to take the wins.
Tell us a little bit about the ice. I know Terry's had some struggles. I know that 7 stone seems to be giving him some problems. Your take on the ice so far?
We haven't really had any issues with the ice at all. Found a few rocks and a few question marks on them, but as far as the ice goes, it's been great. Can't complain.
And finally, what does it feel like? Final day to still have a shot at the playoffs, destiny in your guys' own hands.
You couldn't ask for more. You don't want to rely on other teams beating other teams. Keep it in your own hands. What more could you ask for?
Tom, thank you.
No problem.
Tom Nogler and his team pretty happy, still alive on this final day, and also a 4-2 lead after 5.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Hey, what are you doing here? I'm here to see Russ Howard.
He's
Hard! Hard! Hard!
Oh, so cute.
Love him. All right, time to update the action here on this very crucial Thursday morning. Final stone for Team Manitoba. Rob Fowler in control of this game, taking on Team Saskatchewan. I want to mention, too, Saskatchewan had to make a lineup change as well. Their 5th, Carl DeConnick-Smith, is in for Mike Armstrong, the lead. He's feeling under the weather. Big surprise. A lot of the players have been feeling that, and as you see, no blank there as he hits and sticks around, so a single, but Rob Fowler in control, up 5-1 after 6. And back to our feature game. between the Yukon Northwest Territories and New Brunswick. A must-win for Terry Odishaw, and a steal of 2 and 5. You saw him come up short with that draw, and it was that 7 stone. But Kathy, I understand he's going to stick with that stone, and sometimes you have to kind of take the blame a little bit, and it's maybe it's you know, yourself, it's the delivery, or something else is wrong.
Well, if you do genuinely feel that there's something wrong with your rock, get rid of it. There are 3 other players you can give it to. If it is something that you think is straightening out, you're probably going to give it to your second, because when they throw hits, which they do more often than not, it will not show up. But I also had the stopwatch on Terry's last throw, and he was well over 15 between the hog lines. That's not going to get you to the 4-foot today. It's not going to get you there at all this week, actually. So the ice times have been consistent. He just underthrew it.
And Kathy, I know that you and Linda and Russ always talk about releases and getting a good spin on the rock. What is the difference between a rock that doesn't have a strong release point and one that does have a lot of rotation?
Well, if you've got rotation, it's also got momentum going down the ice. It's going to run cleanly on the top of the pebble. If you don't have much rotation, it starts to go flat and it stops turning. And as it stops turning, it slows down faster.
Weight's nice.
Whoa. Yeah, break to it. Hard. Hard, Andy. Hard.
Nice shot.
Nice shot to lock it on. Right, the Tim Hortons button there, right on that red stone.
Small tap.
Four.
Something close to an 80 is good here, Brad.
Yeah, I think so, eh?
I really enjoyed one of the things that Tom Nogler said to you at the interview when you asked him about the ice. And I think that this team that we're looking at is a great example of a team that will play on ice conditions unlike many people will play on. We have been spoiled in many of the big events that these curlers play in with consistent ice that is the same from Bonspiel to Bonspiel to Bonspiel. And so all of a sudden, when things aren't exactly what they're used to, there is a little bit of panic. And yet for these folks, they're playing on ice conditions that are not ideal. And so they're dealing with different paths, different kinds of situations, much better and taking it in stride.
I'm throwing the 2 first.
And thrilled just to be in the hunt on this Thursday. I mean, Yukon Northwest Territories, we talk about it, very expensive to travel, to get to the Bonspiels, to compete, to play on ice like this. And for Tom, you could just see the elation that, hey, final day, destiny in our own hands, and a chance to make the playoffs for the first time here. And Jamie Cooey has knocked on the door at times. That 6-5 record, of course, back in 2006.
Mine's good.
And when you and I talked to his twin sister, Carrie Galusha, yesterday, we asked her if she thought that she might come at all. And she said if the brothers both make the playoffs, they're thinking about it. But it's a $500 flight to Edmonton, and then they'd have to drive from there. So huge cost.
Anything on the outside should get it, eh? Yeah.
That's all you got, though. Peel.
Probably the thinner the better.
He's looking for big weight here. We'll get the top stone. Wants to pop it off the red one. It's behind the Tim Hortons button. Move it in the open. It may not go out.
Oh. Clean. Whoa.
Go over there, Robbie.
I'm sorry to get rid of it. This one good.
Makes the double. Very nice. That's a big weight shot, and with those stones all locked in there, even if one of the yellow ones stuck around, that would have been all right. Another great look. They thought it would have to curl a little bit more, but it is that bounce off the second shot stone belonging to Yukon Northwest Territories that actually helped to get the yellow stone out.
More room. A lot of room. Whoa. Mine's good.
Weight's okay. We don't have to yet.
Room.
We're probably back 4.
Yeah, go now. Get it buried. Get a piece buried. Go. 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 Go.
Okay. There. Can you see any? No?
Can you see any?
Half? Not much?
Half, but
still like that.
75 then?
Huh?
75 or 80?
Yeah.
80?
Just confirming split time. So 75, that's the split time that is backline to hog. The 80 that they're suggesting is that because he's a little further out, it's actually going to be faster in the path.
Line's good. Go.
The closer you get to the center, the more traffic.
Go, Rob. Go. Come on, Robbie, go. 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 Get in there. Go. Get shot.
Just get it by that red stone, keep dragging it, and they do get shot stone. Great team shot from Yukon Northwest Territories.
Yeah, well thrown in. Really great brushing. They work that all the way, and you know, as you get closer as a sweeper, even when you're starting to get tired and you can see the rock is finishing, you find this extra gear.
A lot of room.
6 rock. Likes to die at the
Lot
end
of
on us.
room. Whoa.
Line's okay.
Like to go soon.
Whoa. Got a curl.
It's top 8. Top 8.
Line's okay. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa. Whoa, it's more than top 8. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Nice shot.
Very nice.
Some other scores from this Thursday morning. Ontario leading Nova Scotia 7-2. That's a must-win for Jamie Murphy, so he's in very tough now. Manitoba, a 5-1 advantage on Team Saskatchewan. Rob Fowler looking good to make the Final Four in the playoffs. And in 2 teams battling for pride. Quebec up 7-6 in the 6th stand over PEI.
A little more weight, eh?
Yeah. Be greatly appreciated.
Low line.
Pretty good. 8-9.
Low line.
8. Gotta get to nose.
Just
oh!
8.
It's coming down.
Off. Whoa! Right off! Freeze is okay.
No, coming way down.
Curl.
Hard.
7.
Hard. Go, 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 go. Good.
Super guys. You got that one.
Had to make sure we got to nose there for sure. Had to make sure we got to nose first.
Double off the top. Roll.
Could try and nose that, I guess. We're just going to queue up the double.
Huh. What do you like, Grant?
What's he do if you double the top?
If we double off the top, it's not bad,
We
isn't
gotta
it?
stay here. We have to stay right there.
Did you look at the double off the top? Is that possible? Is that any good?
Stick in the house.
Doesn't have to make contact with any of those. Just has to expose them.
Go look at it, Andy.
Double
I
off the
agree
top
with Terry.
and sit in the
Instead
house.
of yelling up and down, come take a look.
We're just thinking if you double these off and stick in the house.
You double off the top, it frees up that back one. Or back one.
Yeah.
Just like roll a little to the right.
Yeah, it's like normal.
You can even roll.
Roll way over.
Yeah, roll way over.
Do you like that at all?
Well, you can't really do anything with this,
No,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He might make it for us. He could try to freeze in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Kind of weight.
Well, you're gonna have to throw it pretty hard to make that count.
So normal?
Peel.
Okay.
Well,
firm regular.
I mean, you got to hit it perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't want to just push it in behind the guard.
We don't want to stay right here.
No.
We want to roll here.
Yeah.
3/4.
Okay.
Peel?
Yeah, you're a peel.
Okay.
They want to open up both sides, the in-turn and the out-turn side, to the mix of rocks that is in the 4-foot, thinking that if they're able to make the double, it's not as easy as it looks, though.
Oh, if this one hangs around.
To make the double and to roll away and stick around.
Heel!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Close.
This side doesn't curl.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
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 Okay.
Fine.
Removes the 2 reds.
There's the double, but they wanted to also roll the shooter, and that was the more difficult part, Brian, when you make the double
Not
to
bad.
get that shooter out of there.
Yeah.
Wanted to stick around, just didn't want to sit there.
I guess that works, eh?
Came up.
Yeah.
4, right in the nose. Nose hair high.
For what?
Same shot.
Just freeze on.
Tom,
just
freeze.
We got to make sure we move it this time.
Wants to move the red stone
Like back 4, back 8 at most.
just a wee little bit so that it unlocks that automatic angle that right now the play on the red and the yellow makes the red shot stone go out. Just moving stones around just a wee bit.
Live look on sheet B, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Scott Manners throwing the red stones. Down 5-1 to Rob Fowler, but a chance to pick up 2 here in 7.
Well, he sure does. And for Rob, you remember he stuck that blank last end. Does not have last rock. You hate to give up the hammer for 1.
Needs to finish for Scott, and if you've watched the Saskatchewan team all week long, they have no quit in them. No matter what the predicament or the score or the record, they just keep fighting, and there you go, 5-3. Manitoba leads after 7. Rob Fowler will have that hammer back.
And a very nice shot by Jamie Cooey. He did want to tap those stones, change the angles so that it is not as easy. He just moved it a little bit further than he wanted to. And so now this is a run back to lie 3.
Give him a tough slash.
Board?
Okay.
I don't know
Control.
if he can make the slash.
I think control with that ice.
What rock do you think we should do here? It's really straight down that side.
7 or 8?
8.
8.
Wow, no. Just give me 1.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Terry Odishaw back here for the first time since 1998 when he was skip, played in Winnipeg, and
Just a hair
has been an
more.
alternate a few times. Beat James Grattan in the provincial final to get here to the Brier and Saskatoon.
Control.
Final
Yep.
stone here in 6.
Yep.
Down by 2. Playing a little tap back, trying to pick up 3.
Hard.
Big scrub the entire way from Jones. McCann, did they hold it? Did they get enough? Run it by?
Do.
And they got the 3. So a big end for Team New Brunswick as we still have some shots to come. We'll keep you posted there. Live look on sheet D now, PEI Quebec. And Kathy, we've seen a ton of rocks in play in this game. We've had a 4 put up. We've had a 5 put up. It's a 1-point lead now for Team Quebec, and the final stone on the way from Mike Goody.
And it is another one of those ends where he's facing 4.
And he finds that 4-foot. So another nice shot and a close game over there on sheet D as neither team will budge. 7-7 there and 2 rocks to come here.
Well, and really important for Jamie Cooey that he gets to the inside, that he makes the hit and roll. Great brushing by New Brunswick to keep that final stone that we just saw by Terry Odishaw straight. Terry, of course, does have last rock.
Hard, Robbie.
Big weight from Cooey, a little bit of a roll. And it is New Brunswick still lying 1.
Threw a lot more weight on that shot than he's thrown at all today. I'm not sure why it was up so much. As long as you get towards the inside. It's just so difficult on this ice when you throw big weight. It just doesn't move. Big chance not only to remove that red stone, it is fully exposed to him, but to take a lead yet again in this game.
Well, Kathy, you were bang on with your analysis early on in this one as we looked at the percentages, and we figured from just the performances from each player going head-to-head, it would be a close battle, and so far that's what we have. Lots on the line for both these teams on this final day of round robin play Thursday morning. Final stone now from Terry Odishaw. Making a play on that red one, a chance for a big three.
Attaboy.
No jam, and there it is.
Attaboy, Terry.
3 yellow stones in the forefoot. And momentum swinging back to this team from Moncton as they now have a 5-4 lead in our feature game.
Whew, that was a lot harder than it looked.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a lot harder.
Here's a live look now on sheet A. 3 red stones in the house belonging to Glenn Howard and his team out of Ontario. Glenn and company have already qualified for sure for a playoff spot, and now trying to get into that 1-2 game for Jamie Murphy and Nova Scotia. Kathy, a must-win situation because they came in this morning with those 5 losses.
Well, and key in the 5th end, of course, Jamie gave up the big 4. He's been trying to have a lot of rocks in play, find a way, but Glenn Howard's team has done such an effective job of getting rid of them.
And nice draw weight from the rookie skip here in his first Tim Hortons Brier. Gets the single, but still a big hole to climb out of as Ontario leads that one 7-3 after 7. Much more from Saskatoon after this. Terry Odishaw had a fantastic 6th then. He made a shot to sit 3 and then came through when he had to score 3, Kathy.
Well, he really did. And, you know, he struggled with his draw weight. He's been frustrated, a little bit uptight this morning. There's a lot on the line. Makes a great run back because Jamie Cooey's tap went a little bit too far. And then when Jamie wasn't able to play the hit and roll, he got a little bit to the inside. Has to play a different kind of shot. He's worried about rocks, he's worried about stones today, but when he needed to, he came through big, made 2 very nice shots for 3.
And so, advantage now, New Brunswick, and momentum may be swinging back their way with a 5-4 lead here with play underway in 7, the final round robin game of the mornings. Kathy Goche and myself been with you every morning at this Tim Hortons Brier, and we've made it, Kathy.
We have.
We're here. And we made the joke off the top. Those 5 losses, those teams still alive, as are we.
Yes.
Kathy's put up with me all week long. And all kidding aside, Kathy, been great working with you from the Scotties and right through to the Brier. And we've enjoyed bringing you the coverage. We've had a lot of nice tweets and emails. And so all of our watchers and people online, we really appreciate it.
We sure do.
This your slower rock?
Yep. Top 8. Top 8.
Good
Top 8
communication
only,
there. This is a stone that they feel
Top 8
dies faster, so it's going to look like it's the same as another one, but then it has fooled the sweepers in the past where they have thought it's going to be a 7 or 8 and stops earlier, so just confirming that when they think it's going to slide, that it won't necessarily.
Yep. Okay, good.
Good shot.
Very nice.
Hey, big, back here.
Back 12.
Good shot.
It's amazing, Kathy, what a 3 and a lead will do for a team where you can hear the conversations now, and just the body language of Team New Brunswick has certainly changed.
It has. There's no question that with 3 on the board makes you feel great, but for Yukon Northwest Territories, they were up 2 at the time, so it is a 1-point difference between them, but
no, 10.
You commented on it earlier. For sure, the anxiety this morning has been on the part of New Brunswick. We heard in the first end Grant saying, you know, that Terry was grumpy. They're playing for a lot here.
We could peel the corner and expose the back red.
Regular.
Nose?
Yeah. No.
Yep. Whoa.
Curl.
Shot.
Well done.
Good
There
shot.
you see 3 New Brunswick Yellowstones now in the house. Nice shot from Scott Jones.
And there's the confidence factor. All of a sudden you put 3 on the board. All of a sudden everything seems just that much easier.
Probably get way over here.
Jamie Cooey's got lots of rocks to work with, and with the exception of that front one, they are at or behind the tee line. He's got some guards up.
This will be 75.
Even. Yeah, 75 is good. It's pretty good.
Whoa, right now. Whoa.
I think we're at 8.
7.
7, 8.
Off then.
Whoa.
7.
Let it break. Coming down. All over the front yellow.
Yep. Hard.
Girl.
Trying to get it by that front.
You're good.
Kathy, they got hot at the right time. Look at the wins. Obviously, the loss to Nova Scotia, and then wins over Northern Ontario, Saskatchewan, Newfoundland, Labrador, and then Quebec, and then those losses. And it's interesting. We talked with Tom Nogler, Kathy, and he's a guy that Jamie says really keeps this team light. It was a pretty tough day for them yesterday.
Yes.
They come back today, though, and they control their own destiny. What do you have to say, maybe as a player or a teammate, or do you have to say anything? What was the situation like for you, maybe when you guys had some struggles? Were you a person that stepped up and said something? Is that on the skipper? How does that dynamic work?
Well, it depends. There's definitely leadership from a skip that is expected. They are the person that in your pregame meeting will set the tone for the game. And then the other players on the team have a responsibility of staying positive, staying in the moment. And even though they did have a rough day yesterday, not only in losses, but lopsided losses, to park all of that, you cannot change what has happened. And you do, in the case of Yukon Northwest Territories, control your own destiny. You win out and you're in.
Line's good.
So it is about being in the moment. And someone like Tom Nogler, who is lighter, would be reminding the players of that yesterday is just that.
Close. Whoa.
And I'm sure if you told any team that, hey, on Thursday, you win your 2 games and you're in, I think they'd take that.
Oh, they would all take that.
It's good.
And here's a look at the road for Team New Brunswick. Terry Odishaw, tough start with those 3 losses. But then look at that, 4 wins in their last 6. And, of course, they come in with that 4-5 record. They are in a must-win situation, and they finish things up with British Columbia.
And look at who he played. Ontario, Manitoba, Alberta, 6-5. Those are tough teams to start with when you're not used to the ice conditions. It had been a while since Terry had been here. And you played 3 of the toughest teams right out of the chute.
Gotta go!
Nogler
Hard, Jamie. Hard.
cleans up a couple. That one just hangs on in the 12th.
He moves some stones around. That 4-foot getting a little bit too clustered. No real way in. But makes a good double and rolls the shooter to the side. It will give Jamie a path, or at least right now, it's opened up a few things. Good shot.
Doesn't do us any good.
Yeah.
Regular.
That's all you can do.
Whoa! Right off. Right off.
Anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Jeepers.
If you nose it, you get them both. The hair high.
Run.
9 games, and I still think that it's going to curl in that spot.
Same as last one, eh? Hi, Nicole. Hi, everybody back in Moncton.
You guys? Who's it?
Grammy, Grampy, Moncton. No.
Little up.
No.
Little run back and misses everything.
And his last movement was just a little bit out, and that's why it got out there, and it doesn't come back.
Sorry.
New Brunswick lying 2 here in 7. Of course, Yukon Northwest Territories with the hammer.
Oh, wait. Just around the red a little bit.
Top 4.
Okay.
I think, Kathy, worth mentioning one more time. We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, but 5 was alive when we started play this morning, and the last time a 6-5 team made the playoffs, that was back in 1996. And speaking of those playoffs, Rob Fowler, Team Manitoba, will have a peek. They're looking to claw their way in as well. And this would pretty much seal it. You see the 3 Yellowstones, and Rob has a draw for 4, and that would pretty much put an end to this game against Saskatchewan.
Alan Liburn making a huge shot in this end really has been a factor for Rob in the last couple of games, coming on with some really big shots. Allows Rob to make a relatively simple draw for 4, and as you say, Brian, that would give them a 6-point lead.
And in our feature game, you see Terry coming a little bit deep, and now there's a pocket, and Jamie Cooey will look things over, and this team from Brandon continues to roll. They're getting hot when they need to. And that will stop in time. Had the backing if he needed it. And that is handshakes as Scott Manners and his team from the Battlefords will fall to 2-8. And there you see Manitoba now at 7-3 and make it a 9-3 final. So a great effort from Rob Fowler, Team Manitoba. They'll close things out against Northern Ontario this afternoon and wrap up their round robin play.
The straight draws there too.
And a quick look at the standings before Jamie Cooey gets into the hack. Ontario 8-1, and they're leading their game over Nova Scotia right now. Alberta off this morning. They're at 7-2. Manitoba gets win number 7. And then there you see the Yukon Northwest Territories 5-4. Northern Ont 5-4. And to begin the day, those teams with 5 losses still had a chance. We do know this, Manitoba with that victory, they have clinched at least a tiebreaker. You know, Glenn Howard has clinched at least a playoff spot. And same with Alberta, they've clinched a tiebreaker as well. So the picture slowly becoming, Kathy, a little more clear.
With every draw, with every game that is completed, we will know at least something more.
Whoa! 9-10. No! Whoa!
Couple of shots, options. You talked about playing the kid. You talked about playing the draw. It's such a great little pocket in there to get inside.
Whoa! No!
Find that pocket, and Jamie Cooey does just that. To sit 1 with hammer.
Wow, that decided to go at 1 too.
Yeah.
Now, big finish on the stone.
Oh, you can't get it, can you?
Pretty happy with that one.
Is this there? No.
You can't see enough, I don't think.
So when you're on top, you turn around.
Can you get to the inside at all with control?
I could. But I think it's going to hit the yellow at the same time.
Terry looking from the front of the house. More of a view of what he would see from the hack.
Could try to get to the inside of this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's try that.
I'd take ice in here, dude.
I'd take ice here. And
that's where you were last time, and it went to here.
No, I'll throw it different.
All right.
Well, we're just playing top button weight.
I know.
That is not the sigh of a, okay, I'm with you. It's all about, it's not a question of the shot. What they want to try to do is get to the inside right here. Even if they're not shot, make it really, really tough for Jamie Cooey to score the deuce. The question is, where do you take the ice? And you heard Grant say, well, we took this last time, you wound up here. You know, you can adjust the broom, but what you heard instead is that Terry's saying, I'll take the same broom, I'll just throw it different. So he's going to help it a little bit.
No line. No line.
Line's good.
Terry Odishaw 67% so far this morning. His counterpart, Jamie Cooey, at 58%. In a close game here on Thursday morning. New Brunswick, a 5-4 lead without hammer here in 7. Terry Odishaw by his own guard.
Well, let it chip, let it chip.
And that rock will settle, just biting the 8-foot.
It did not turn out badly for him. What he did is he took away the out-turn side, forces Jamie to the in-turn side. Shot certainly is there, but at a minimum, he's forced his opponent to throw a different shot.
75, 80?
Yeah.
you want.
I was just back 8 by the time it dug, eh?
Yeah, it really dug in there.
So,
I
a little
think-
less?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, a touch less. Well, we're thinking
here, guys.
75.
Yeah, 75-80.
So they're saying 75-80, Kathy, and that's the which time?
That's back line to hog, first hog.
So I'm going to get a measurement on that. Boom, with the stopwatch. And again, and I got 79.
Close.
Okay, so it's very close to what they suggested he should throw. The farther he's out, the faster it will
Here it comes.
7.
Put it on the tee. Put it on the tee. Whoa. Whoa, got a curl. Put it on the tee. Put it
Jamie
on the tee.
Cooey. They want it on the tee. A chance for his 2. Will it finish up? Got to stop now for his 2. And it stops in time. Great draw weight as Jamie Cooey responds and picks up his deuce in 7.
Doing real well.
6-5 after 7. Back after this.
Little stumble coming out of the blocks for EJ Harden. Brian on the run back, and he gets it. Here they go. Now they need to touch this back. Need to move that redstone hard enough. Bump it and sit in time. Come back. Oh, they got it. What a shot.
2 great skips, 2 great teams, a lot of great shots, and we got it for you this afternoon. 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Vic Rudder with the call. Brad Jacobs still very much alive in the playoff hunt. Rob Fowler improves to 7-3 with his victory, and he's clinched at least a tiebreaker. And then tonight, it's a big one. Glenn Howard, Kevin Cooey, 2 former champions, and Glenn at 9-1. That one's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And why is Glenn Howard 9-1? Well, here's why. He was taking on Jamie Murphy and Nova Scotia, and it was a must-win for the rookie skip out of Halifax. It was not to be. There you see the 2 Yellowstones in the house, but it's a pocket for the veteran here, Glenn Howard. Kathy, in his 14th Brier appearance.
Well, for Glenn, this is a really big day. He has 1 goal only, 1-2 game. Knows he needs to win 2, and then he's guaranteed that. Will take no one lightly.
And his longtime front end, Savo Lang, will walk this stone in. Pretty incredible in all his trips to the Brier, Kathy. He's only missed the playoffs once, and he's going to be there again. 8-3, the final. And all these players, too, with that first playoff game that they will play, Wayne Middaugh will reach 100 games played at the Brier. The entire team, pretty phenomenal when it comes to experience here. Here is a look now at the updated standings. Team Ontario at 9-1. Alberta 7-2, Manitoba 7-3. Now those 2 teams below Ontario guarantee at least a tiebreaker, and then lots still up in the air when it comes to filling out the Final 4. As we mentioned to begin the day, those 5 losses, and you were still technically alive. And our feature game has been back and forth, very close between Yukon Northwest Territories and Team New Brunswick. A big 2 for Jamie Cooey in 7. He leads 6-5 as Terry Odishaw has the hammer back here on this final morning of round robin play in Saskatoon.
Looking at Robert Borden's shoe, he blew something on it. He was trying to fix it as they were going down the ice. A flap issue.
You got to run the red through. I guess you could try the yellow. Whatever you like.
There it is. All
Yep.
fixed up. What a great draw by Jamie Cooey last end. Those are the kind of shots that we have seen this week that has put him in the record position that he is, 5-4.
Catches a little piece, but those 2 red stones remain.
They sure do.
Throw some gardens, hey? Start here.
Long?
1-2.
Closer to a 4, or you want a 90?
90 should be good.
4 will even get over. So just be out to the broom, eh?
And it seems like such a simple statement, be out to the broom. You think he would do that all the time, but it is just a reminder that it curls so hard
3.
that if you're not right at the
3.
stick, you've got no shot of keeping
Pass
this
this
rock
No.
out here at
just
all.
do it,
Pretty much
maybe.
even.
I'll just try and leave it. Sit.
Okay.
And they traveled a long way, but a lot of support for this Yukon Northwest Territory team. There you see waving Jamie's
Still
wife,
have to double
Chris,
field, Terry.
little
Peyton.
daughter, Peyton,
Probably tap that out.
I only got a third of it. Not
Wives,
gonna
Brad's
curl.
wife, Christina, waving at us right now.
look.
I think we
look.
got a peel.
Mike and Kathy with the glasses below. Robert Borden's parents.
I think it goes right into ours, though.
And there you see it. Yukon Northwest Territory. They rock.
Give me my darn sign, Mom.
Awesome to see them come a long
I don't
way
think
to
we'll
support
ever
this
see
team.
this
And
much again.
they may have a lot to cheer about here if
Make the
Jamie
double
Cooey and his
wheel.
team
One
can
guard next
continue
time,
to
not two.
put up the W's.
It's going to be hard for him to guard both.
Well, unfortunately, on that last stone by Brad, coming in a little bit too deep, they wanted a guard, but they wanted quite a bit of separation between them so that there would be no double removal opportunity. That's what New Brunswick's trying to do, and will.
And that one guard may hang on.
Get out of there.
Spin out.
And it does grab the 12-foot. So
Two.
there is 3 now in there for Yukon Northwest
Guarding this one,
Territories.
eh? Yep. 2.
90, 95.
Not touching center.
And they want to
Straight up
guard
there.
this more to guard the stone that is second shot, because that is where your double opportunity lies. If you can see a piece of the one that is in fact shot, it will be difficult
1,
to
2.
stick in that area. So it's about keeping the stone out a little bit, away from that center line.
Clean. Whoa, clean.
Just the one. 2.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Real hard. Hard. Harder. Right up. Hard. Okay, good.
And a high guard put up.
Good sweeping, guys.
So, Tom.
Shot.
Guard. We can chip off the top one.
You're throwing an out turn.
Like maybe out turn into it, eh? You can sit right in front of it. Back 8.
Even got less this time.
Well, it's a pretty high guard. Whatever you like. I'm thinking of coming in this way.
Yeah, I know.
Just get by the guard and tap the
Yeah.
left side one.
Play it tight.
Yeah. Kind of wait.
Hack. Less than hack.
A little firm.
Hard.
Whoa.
A little more than hack.
Close.
Andy McCann.
Come on,
Hard.
baby.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
And they'll spill on that guard.
Okay.
Kathy, it's
Jeepers.
pretty interesting. You look at the percentages, and we talked about how close they were off the top of the
Oh,
broadcast.
yeah. We just had to sweep.
Odishaw, Borden
think so.
separated by 1%. Nogler, McCann, both at 80%. Jamie Cooey, Terry Odishaw, both at 64%.
Insane. It's
Probably still there.
I took home this huge pack of stats last night, and I looked at them from every possible angle, and they are so closely aligned. And even in this game, you would expect that, you know, one player would really emerge and pull away. But if you look at the skips, both skips have made some great shots. Both skips have missed some key shots.
Clean.
And at second, it's
Just
only
clean.
3% separating Jones and Churakowski.
Just clean.
And we know that, you know, anything less than 5% is really
Just
considered
clean
a
it, guys.
wash.
I got it.
Whoa. Our boy.
$85.
Got a whisker more room this time.
Last.
Whoa.
Last.
Yep.
Last weight.
Yeah. Hard.
Hard. Hard line.
Hard! Real hard! Really hard!
Hard!
Really hard! Whoa!
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 By the guard. And makes a play on those 2 red stones. Of course, New Brunswick with the hammer here in 8.
That time it gets by a mile. You get by that much.
What do you give me there?
Yeah. So I need, yeah. We're going to be on this side of center, right?
Yeah, even a little more, eh?
Okay.
That should be good.
Yep.
Now, difficult for New Brunswick to move those stones completely off because they were buried, but he was successful in moving one
2,
to the
3.
side.
Yep.
But great opportunity here in 8, that all-important 8th end for Jamie Cooey to really put some pressure on New Brunswick.
4 seconds. Somewhere in there.
Live look now on Sheet D, PEI in Quebec. They've had a pretty close game this morning as well. There is a yellow biter that you see right there belonging to Robert Desjardins. And Mike Goody, not sure if he's playing the hit or the draw.
Well, I don't believe that the stone at the front is in, Brian, so I think that he's playing the blank on this. Lots of rotation, which he often throws on his blank attempts.
Right up!
And Kathy Gauthier is bang on, as is Mike Goody. And they'll have a quick look to make sure that isn't biting. And it's kicked away, so yes, he'll retain the hammer, blank end. And it remains 9-7 Quebec. They've had some big scores put up. PEI took a 5 in the second. Quebec responded with a 4 in that game, so a lot of high scoring.
I do have an out way over there if this doesn't go as planned. So we're just off the handle again, eh? Okay.
Well, tough shot here that Terry Odishaw is electing to play. Trying to run his own.
Probably the 4 out here.
Into the stone in the 4-foot.
Which one do you want, Terry?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, the 4 curls a little more. Not much, though.
Terry Odishaw, his first here in 8, run back, and right through the wickets.
What a call.
Splits the uprights.
It'd be pretty difficult to make that shot if you were trying to. A little bit thinner, he gets one. A little thicker, he gets the other. Instead, it's through the uprights. Wow.
Yikes.
Run back for maybe one.
What's that?
That would just leave one of those run back for maybe one.
Like we peel it, we just open up his jaw, right?
Yeah. What do you need about here?
We're like guarding his yellow, right?
Right.
Like guarding that yellow one?
Yeah. What do you need about here?
Kathy, let's have a look at the skips, and you talked about it. All these players so close, and no exception to the skip position.
But look at what one is better at. The other one has not been today. For Jamie Cooey, it has been the draws. We saw an example on his deuce last end. Beautiful, beautiful draw weight on both of his shots. Has been the struggle for Terry Odishaw, but he has been far better than Jamie Cooey today on the hit. So overall, they're still equal, and if one got really good at what they're not being so good at today, you'd see one of them take off. And boy, oh boy, it is New Brunswick in trouble here in 8.
Player comparisons brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And we've made fun of Russ Howard up here. He did open his wallet last night. We can confirm. So to that, Russ, we thank you.
Clean. Whoa.
Stop curling now. Whoa.
Gotta catch the curl.
Clean. One's good. Where?
2, 3.
Whoa. Clean.
Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
3.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Higher the better. Higher the better.
Whoa.
Attaboy.
And the guard is put up, and now with his final stone, Terry Odishaw facing 2 red rocks from the Yukon Northwest Territories.
One out. Yeah. maybe get lucky and get both.
Well, the most unfortunate part for New Brunswick, beyond the situation that they're in, is that any of the stones that they would run back off the front all belong to your opponents.
Could you get through that hole there, Kathy, just left of Odishaw's broom?
You know, in theory, I suppose there's certainly enough room for a rock to get through there, but you'd have to have dead weight, and you'd still come down and concede one. And it's really tricky. You touch either side, you're giving two. He feels at least if he runs this back, reminding you he's also thinking of the scoreboard. Right now, only 1 point separates them.
Final stone here in 8. Terry Odishaw, big weight run back, trying to remove those red stones, and again through the uprights. Unbelievable. Even a field goal kicker wouldn't be that accurate. It's unreal. 2 misses.
That is really unfortunate luck on both of his going through holes that a 1/4 of an inch either way, you've got contact. What are the odds?
Big frustration for Terry Odishaw. Nogler likes it. Steal it too. Territories lead 8-5 after 8. Time for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. After the game, go to finalend.ca, enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. We will give you the secret word a little later on in the broadcast. You have to feel for Terry Odishaw as he kicks back-to-back field goals. That's great in football. That is horrendous in curling as he split the uprights twice with back-to-back run backs. Just could not catch a break. It resulted in a steal of 2 for Jamie Cooey. And now the Yukon Northwest Territories, an 8-5 advantage here in 9. And keep in mind the situation. Jamie Cooey still controlling his own destiny, but coming in with those 5 losses, Odishaw needs a win.
Right in behind it.
Really frustrating for New Brunswick. That is beyond bad luck. That's one of those shots that if you put it in the Ford Hot Shots for teams to do, it would be the big shot that people would shoot for, because it is so difficult twice to run a guard between 2 stones and not make contact, not even touch either one.
Good.
Throw.
Steal it there, Brad.
2 ends left, though, for the team from New Brunswick. If they can find a way to score a deuce here, would be down 1 coming home, and all sorts of things can happen.
Brad Shurakowski.
Clean. Whoa.
The team from the north will just try to keep this as simple and as open as possible.
Let's go, Scotty.
Unless you want to try another corner, whatever you like. What do I ask?
Gotta go to get around.
Line's good. Get it deep.
Trying to utilize the stone in the 8-foot as a guard and get it towards the back of the house.
Keep going.
Oh, horrible rock.
Throw normal. Normal. Yeah.
And now look at the updated standings, and this is what's happened this morning. With that win, now 9-1, Glenn Howard has guaranteed himself a spot in the 1-2 game. Alberta had the morning off. They're at 7-2. Manitoba, a victory. So both Alberta, Manitoba, they've guaranteed themselves, at the very least, a tiebreaker. And then you have the Yukon Northwest Territories, you have Northern Ontario, and you have a number of teams still vying to get into that Final Four. Will make for a very exciting final day of round-robin play here in Saskatoon.
Or not.
Even think about the games that we're going to be showing. The next game, Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs really returning to form, playing strong, looking very much is the contender that we thought he would be. Just struggled a little bit earlier in this week, and he's playing a red-hot Rob Fowler from Manitoba. That'll be a fantastic game. And then, of course, tonight, the two front runners coming in. Yikes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too long ago, Brad Jacobs in that team. That was in 2010 in Halifax. They qualified for that 1-2 game, ended up winning the bronze medal, and really has elevated the play and expectations out of Northern Ontario.
And good to see Ryan looking good again. He was struggling a little bit earlier in the week with the flu that everybody was, not everybody, but a lot of the players have been fighting, but they look healthy, they look well.
Hair up nose.
Here, Tommy, just throw a peel. Don't have to overthrow it.
Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Hard for the other one. Whoa.
Oh, now that's a mistake.
Time for the game story, Kathy.
Well, it's really been in the back half. We talked about how equal these teams are, but it was a fabulous draw right to the button by Jamie Cooey that got that deuce. And then, boy, bad luck for New Brunswick last end with 2 right through the hole. And that was a steal of 2. Why they have the edge? Numbers do favor Jamie Cooey. Neither skip, though, would be happy with their performance today overall.
Game story brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Where are we?
When I say they wouldn't be happy, is that both of them have missed some rocks that are tough in the case of Terry Odishaw last end, but they've missed some easier ones as well, and you want to be coming into this feeling like you're firing on all cylinders.
Good.
There's a lot of yellow building up in there.
Peel. Take calf. Whoa! Off! Yep. Never! Whoa! Never! Yep! Hard! Hard, Robbie! Whoa! Hard,
Gets
Rob.
1, gets 2.
Good shot.
Yukon Northwest Territories now lying 2 without hammer here in 9, up by 3.
Hard! Hard, Robbie! Whoa!
It's it thick enough and with enough weight to make it go away.
And then it comes hard. Hard, Rob!
Happy with his game today.
Line's fine.
Don't even touch it. Whoa.
And that one goes right through, a mistake for Andy McCann.
Jeez. That's a big mistake. Even if you're short, you might provide a guard. There's some way to get something, but there's not much you can do once the rock goes through.
Just off nose sort of thing? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
3/4? You gonna throw firm?
Just off nose kind of thing?
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Joey.
Just throw and peel. No.
Just peel. Hard. Up. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Jamie Cooey.
Yep.
Right out.
Nicely done. That is one rock that you want to go between that hole. Through the hole, rather, between the rocks. Nicely done.
Go into that well and it doesn't work.
Around it? Going around it?
Yeah.
Just going around it?
Fast spot?
No, I just got 2 different rocks, but
Okay.
I know that I had 2 different rocks.
What do you got?
Just back 8.
I think it's
back
heavy.
8 only.
I think it's got enough.
Lots of line.
Whoa, off if you
Lots
can.
of
Off if
line.
you can.
You can't really.
Yeah, you can.
Lots of line low, Scott.
You got to stay in the 8 foot.
Get ready.
Live look now on sheet D, the only other game underway still this morning on this Thursday morning. Final day of round robin play. You have 2 Quebec stones, 1 back 12, 1 in the 8 foot. Mike Goody, PEI, down by 2. His final stone here in 9, drawing for his single.
A little bit. Okay. 4 foot. T-line.
Get rid of it. If I lose that other red, whatever.
Yeah. T-line.
Just the same PL he had there.
Keep going.
Good right. We're good.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Tyler Harris,
Keep it going.
Sean Clary.
Good job. Good job.
Nice brush, and Mike will find the button. So a single for PEI. And Quebec is up 9-8 after 9, and Robert Desjardins out of Chicoutimi will have the hammer coming home in 10.
And for Jamie, able to see 3/4 of the yellow stone just thrown by Team New Brunswick. Just going to pick this stone out.
Oh boy.
He does. And really critical that he did not remove that other red stone. Wants to force Terry Odishaw. Of course, if he rolled out, he could have blanked.
This one curls a little more and it's a little slower, I think.
So for New Brunswick, need to make the draw, and then 2 down coming home, need to hope for some breaks.
T-line.
Terry Odishaw. Had a curl Moncton, his final stone here in 9.
Going straight.
Just T-line. T-line only.
Needs a piece of that 4 foot.
Set. Got one there.
Needs to sit. And it will sit in time for a single for Team New Brunswick. And he'll need something special here to happen in 10 to keep his playoff hopes alive. You've been patiently waiting, and now it's time for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. After the game, go to finalend.ca. Enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championships in Sochi, Russia. And the secret word is recipes. Go to finalend.ca right after the game. Meantime, Team New Brunswick trying to prolong this game and find a way to force extra ends. 8-6. Yukon Northwest Territories leading as we have action underway here in 10, and a must-win situation for Terry Odishaw. Comes in with those 5 losses, Kathy. He needs a victory. Meantime, for Jamie Cooey, he puts up the W and gives himself a great chance at an opportunity to make the Final 4.
Really does. Jamie will have this afternoon off. And then he will come back tonight against BC's Jim Cotter. That'll be his final game.
Get it past it. Come on, Scott.
You win, you're in.
Come on. Come on. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Tiebreaker at a minimum for Jamie. He's able to continue to win. This 7.
Yeah.
Really have to feel for Terry Odishaw, though. I mean, those 2 shots, just centimeters of getting at least something out. And how often do you see a guy back-to-back shots, splits the upright, similar shots both times?
That's just bad luck.
Yep, yep. Whoa.
Trying to play the tick. They made the tick on the first one, moved it over and rolled in.
The only good news for Terry, he may have a phone call from a CFL team looking for a place kicker, because he could have got 6 points.
Got it.
Not yet.
Those are 2 good shots. He moved both of them off the center line.
Moncton has always wanted a CFL franchise. We do know that.
Whoa, guy. Whoa.
I got in.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Now, New Brunswick does not have last rock in this end. They do have 3 guards up, and so now you can expect a peeling machine.
Straight peel there, former.
Clean.
Brad Churakowski.
Yep. Clean. Yep. 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 Clean. A little bit. Well.
Successful peel.
Make him look at 3.
You want to make him look at 3.
Maybe one more, and then on mine.
You want to cross the line with this one a little more?
Yeah. A little bit. 91.
Hard, guys. Hard. Hard.
Grand Odishaw, Andy McCann. Another good scrub.
Oh.
And they throw up that center line guard.
Well, they will continue to do that. They need to find a way to steal 2.
98.
But it is still early, still on second stones. And so getting that protection up front is the key.
Hard. Hard.
I'll throw my quicker one first.
It's back T-line.
This is the quicker one.
Both of these teams will finish up their round robin play against Jim Cotter in British Columbia.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, got to hold it out a
You
bit.
don't have to. You don't have to.
Fighter in the back 8. Fighter in the back 8.
T-line.
We'll go then.
We can sweep it.
Hard.
Line's good.
Whoa. 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 Shot, Andy.
We talked about this at the top of the broadcast, Kathy. Jamie Cooey, best record as a skip that was in this province in Regina. 2006, he was 6-5, and now 2012, a chance to pick up win number 6, and if it goes well today, he could finish as high as 7-4.
Well, we can for sure, and for Jamie Cooey, would love to see this board in the future, and us talking about making the playoffs, and who knows what happens once they make the playoffs.
9-10.
Certainly within his control. 2 upcoming home, you would think would put him in a situation of being 6-4, and then against Jim Cotter tonight.
Oh my God.
Has an opportunity to get himself into a tiebreaker at a minimum. But that is not what you're looking for.
Tom Nogler right through the
This one's
house.
slightly slower.
Well, there still is a 4-foot open. Alternative shots, he could have continued to peel off the guards, but thought if he got in front of it, he would take that away.
He threw harder.
Yeah.
Got room.
Oh.
Don't want to touch this one.
Okay.
It's not bad for weight.
Whoa.
Top T-line.
Get ready. Yep.
Whoa,
Yep.
got room.
Coming down hard.
Hit the 8.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard. Whoa.
Sit.
Sit. Great. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
2 great shots by New Brunswick.
Shot.
That's a slow rock. That's not bad.
He's on a little higher.
Jamie's still not too worried. He's asking Tom to play the corner freeze, come on top of those stones. All of that 4-foot is still open for Jamie Cooey on his final stone if he needs to make the draw.
Line's good. 5. Just freeze.
6.
Room. Whoa. Line's good.
6. 6-7.
Tom can
Pass the first one.
freeze a good one here. Takes a little bit of pressure off his skip.
Got a curl. Line's good. Just frozen.
Want to make it shot stone as well, and
Curl. Go, go, go.
looks to do just that. Tom Nogler. Nice rebound
throw,
shot.
Tom. Good shooting, guys. Nice throw.
Shot.
Good recovery.
I think we had to draw that, right? Because
Oh, I mean,
you make the one PO, unless you make the double PO, right?
If you just go bounce, bounce, and sit right
We'd
there.
have to be right on top of it.
Yeah.
Might have some sort of an angle. Maybe just inside.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Just get a little inside of this.
Yeah.
It's just going to pop it out in the open, right?
Okay. Timeout.
Where are we at?
2:22. You got 2 rocks.
Did we ever use our other timeout?
You could draw here.
Yeah.
I like your call.
Yeah.
Fair shot, eh?
There you see time a bit of an issue for New
We
Brunswick.
got to move it.
2 minutes, 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you don't even need to move it far, right?
Then you got to stay right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
but
see it all?
no.
No.
You got 7/8 of it.
We just got to hack weight it.
Get it to the nose.
But you don't have to save this.
No. Just spring
Yeah, I
them
know.
both out together. Spring them both out together. It
I don't want to
stays right
spring
in
up my
front.
shooter.
Oh, I'd rather get underneath, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
I would too.
Yeah, just move this to here.
I don't know
So,
if we can
like
get.
board weight.
Why do we have to get underneath?
We can't really get underneath.
Then he can't hit.
We can't get underneath, but if we hit it on the nose, we're going to pop it open. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best you can do.
We're either going to get your shot or the other one.
Yep.
I think the best you can get is nose.
Right there.
Oh, you can go over nose.
Is that enough ice?
We're
That's what I'm
overbearing
wondering.
and clearing the guard by a foot.
Better go edge a button. I'm giving Andy there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rock's wide open.
Just inside edge, maybe?
Okay.
I would agree with Terry on the movement of the
Where were
ice.
they when
World.
they went through the rings?
Andy
We're
McCann
over
talking
the rock.
about
You clear the
how
guard by an inch, you're going to overcurl.
they didn't think they could get better than nose, but
Wide
it
open.
really, really does
do.
finish hard in here.
Scotty's world, it's wide open.
Where's my 7 rock?
Can get to the nose, the
Go down
inside.
and
The
ask-
red one may
ask
not
Jamie
go
if
out
he
of the
can take it
house.
back down here and throw it.
The other option is to play the draw around those 2 stones, the red and the yellow.
Pretty soft.
Weight's nice.
Terry Odishaw
Real soft.
down by 2 without hammer his first here in 10. Must-win situation
Nice weight.
for this team from Curl Moncton.
Whoa! Hard, Andy, hard, hard,
Little
hard,
tap
hard.
on that red stone. They spill it out in the open.
Good shot.
That's what they wanted.
Good shot.
Yeah.
About as good as you can do, I think.
Yep. Paramore curl would be out of the way.
Oh, what's hitting get us? I can't make a double, can I?
Oh, hitting makes that shot easier for them.
What's that?
Hitting will make that shot easier for them, right? Just even them up, eh? Or this one low. Well,
Even.
even. Yeah.
The challenge
What do
with
you need, about
hitting
here?
for Jamie Cooey is it doesn't
More.
get him anything. And they're concerned that if they do play a hit, the stone they can play a hit on is this one. If you take that stone away
Six,
or
guys.
pretend it's not
6.
there, New Brunswick can easily come down and hit the shot stone and roll into this pocket. And then Jamie would be drawing against 3 for the win or the loss. And so the plan here is to draw to the other side of the house to lie 1 and 2 and to have no double opportunity. Remember when we showed you the comparison of the skips, that one had an advantage in hits and draws. It is Jamie Cooey with far better draws today, 86% on them.
All there, Tom.
No.
7, 8.
Where?
7.
No.
Curl.
8, 9.
No.
No, it's not that deep.
Whoa!
Okay.
So for now it is Yukon Northwest Territories lying 2 with hammer here in 10.
Definitely going to lose that one.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Almost better taking it right back, eh?
What's that?
Almost better taking it right back, eh? Just didn't curl early, eh?
Not the same shot, same path, eh?
Yeah.
Right there, eh? Right there?
Yeah, I think you got to hit her right here. Out turn?
Yeah.
Has to play the double.
There's rocks there.
I might have moved that. I said we may lose our back one, but as long as we nut it.
Terry with a bit of a stumble, tripping on one of the guards.
He moved the second one.
He's asking the official because when he was stepping back, he tripped on the far guard that you don't see right now. Concerned that he actually moved it.
Somebody say, look out.
What are you throwing in or out turn?
Here's a look at the replay.
Pretty natural.
And there he goes.
So he touches both of them marginally.
I always fall on TV. I don't know why.
Both of them did move marginally, not either one of them enough that either team is worried about clunking them back the quarter of an inch or so that they moved.
And while Terry delivers his stone here in 10, look on sheet D, a live look. PEI, Mike Goody has that stone on the button. And he just needs to make it go away. Nice double from Terry on our feature game. Meantime, Robert Desjardins make this stone go away on the forefoot, and he'll pick up the victory over PEI.
What a great shot by Terry Odishaw. Doesn't jam. Flying 4.
Meantime, the skip from Chicoutimi makes the hit and sticks around. So another victory for Team Quebec as they will improve to 4-6. And PEI Mike Goody dropping to 3-7. 10-8 the final there. And in our feature matchup, there you see the situation for
Same path, Tom. Is that it?
Jamie Cooey.
Our rock was right here, eh? Same path. Less.
That looks good.
Wrapping there.
Hey, Jamie. Let's make this.
And wait.
Final stone on the way here in 10 from Jamie Cooey. Came in this morning with a 5-4 record, a chance to pick up win number 6. It would match his most wins ever when it came to his record here at the Brier.
Stay on it. You got backing. You got backing. Stay on it.
Stay on it. Stay down.
He was 6-5. Back in Regina, and now a chance to put up a W. His front end keeps it clean, and great weight from Jamie Cooey. As New Brunswick, their hopes officially done, but this team from the Yellowknife Curling Club now still with a chance, a great chance to make the Final Four and advance to the playoffs for the first time. Jamie Cooey would love to get to the playoffs and make an appearance, do something that his brother did, of course, and his brother is here. That would be Kevin Cooey. They had the morning off there at 7-2. The big story, Glenn Howard, 9-1. He's insured himself a spot in the 1-2 game. Alberta and Manitoba are guaranteed at least a tiebreaker. And there you see, 6-4, Yukon Northwest Territories. A big win. Very much alive here at the Tim Hortons Brier. 9-6 winners. More from Saskatoon after this.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by a Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Two draws remain here at the Tim Hortons Brier in Saskatoon. This is a big one. Brad Jacobs, 5-4 record, a chance to get into the playoffs still, taking on Rob Fowler, who's been guaranteed at least a tiebreaker game. That's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Vic Router with the call. When we began coverage this morning, 5, and you were still alive. But for Jamie Cooey, he wanted to keep rolling and book his own ticket into the Final Four, and he is very much alive.
Make sure we're not staggered.
Kathy Gochi and I have had a fantastic time bringing you the morning draws. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you later on this afternoon from Saskatoon.